welcome to Happy You Asked, the podcast where we explore a little thing called happiness, one awkward conversation at a time. And I am Erin Clare, your host on this adventure. And today I am joined by one of my favorite people. I admire her so much, Dr. Julie Mikles-Schluterman, who is a professor of sociology and criminal justice and the director of the Center for Community Engagement and Academic Outreach at Arkansas Tech University. She's been recognized for her leadership in building partnerships that connect students, faculty, and communities through service learning, research, and outreach. She's a respected scholar and mentor, and she's known for her approachable style, her collaborative spirit, and her commitment to empowering others, which I have felt firsthand. It's phenomenal. She's played a key role in Arkansas initiatives, including what's called the Art Network. I'm sure she'll talk to us about that. And she's valued by her colleagues and her community for her ability to inspire a shared vision and create lasting impact. Julie, I
Hey,
am so thrilled to have you on the podcast. Welcome, welcome.
I am so thrilled, right? This is really exciting.
Yes,
So
Julie and I have
fun.
been friends. We worked in Arkansas Tech for a number of years, and I respect her so much.
Yeah.
So I always ask
Feeling is
everyone,
mutual. Feeling is
oh,
mutual. I'm so
mwah.
proud of you. So proud of you.
Oh, I
Okay.
always ask the same question, which is a ridiculously hard one just off the bat. Like, what is your definition of happiness? Let's go there, Aaron.
Well, I would say as someone who's approaching 51, this is something I've definitely have been contemplating, right? Is what am I doing with my life? But happiness, I will say that my thinking about happiness has changed as I've gotten older. And when I was younger, much younger, in my 20s, I think I thought about happiness as like something that, you set your sight on and you're trying to achieve, right? And there's like you take these steps and you do these things and you're going to be happy and have a happy life. And I think, as I've gotten older, I realize that happiness is really, for me now, is just an emotion. It is
Mm,
a fleeting, fluctuating emotion that you sometimes feel and you sometimes don't. But it's one of those things that I feel like I'm always trying to create moments of happiness, right? Like I'm trying to do things that bring me happiness. But for me, I recognize that happiness comes with, sadness, and that you're not
mm,
always going to feel happiness, that there's never a perpetual state of happiness. And so I really try to just focus on and appreciate the moments of happiness in my life and understand like I'm not always going to feel that there's going to be sad days, there's going to be disappointing days. But I know that those feelings of emotion or feelings of happiness can come back. I just have to like, focus on that, stay positive, always trying to look on the bright side. My poor kids hear me say this all the time, right? Like, look on the bright side, honey.
Oh, I know. And they're like, thanks, mom, for
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah. They don't want to hear that lots. And I don't want to hear it sometimes too, right? Like,
As much
I
as
get
it's
it.
true, I mean, it's true.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
But
it doesn't feel right in the moment when we're just mad.
and that's, and I've learned to like that's okay. Right? Like
Mhm.
there's gonna be, I mean, this past weekend we had our fall break. So Thursday, Friday were lovely days here in Russellville, Arkansas. The weather was beautiful. I had the entire day and I was so productive. But then I woke up at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning with a horrible, just like bad mood, like kind of like an
Mhm.
anxiety attack in the middle of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought, what is happening? I was in a terrible mood the rest of the weekend. And it
Mhm.
wasn't probably until Tuesday night that I decided that I was going to be okay, that life is going to be okay. But it's really for me, happiness is about focusing on the good, right? And the
Mhm.
good times, doing what I can in order to put myself in a place of happiness and joy. but it's
Yeah.
really about perspective, right? Like just,
No, it is. And I think, you mentioned like waking up in the night and that feeling like I'm just pissed. And
yeah.
I I was thinking about you saying like as it goes over the time, these things change. Let me tell you that my perimenopausal menopausal journey
Oh, oh,
will be like, yes, emotions are going to come and go and they're going to be violent sometimes, like middle of the night, just like that, where you're like, you know what, F everything.
yeah.
Everything's awful. But
Yes.
the thing that you realize, like you were saying, is that'll pass.
Yeah.
You're just pissed off right now, Aaron, and that's all. Just be pissed for a little bit. You won't be pissed forever, right?
That's
And
right.
I think that's the difference between, like you said, your 20s and
Yes.
today, where you're like, this will come, this will go.
Yes.
Ride it.
And
Because I like to say, put your hands up, lean to the right. Like,
but, I really wish that I could get younger people, I mean, probably lots of people, but younger people especially, to realize that,
mm,
right? That
mm,
this is it's going to get better, right? That
yes,
this is just a time. This is just a
yes,
moment. It's a thing you're going through, and it sucks, but you can experience joy again and
yeah.
happiness again, and to try to like focus on the positives. It's
And I
easier
think
said
too,
than
maybe the
done.
message is also not to be reactionary to it, not to take it so
Yeah.
seriously. Like
Yes, that's
our
great.
own anger, our own frustration, like not to then immediately go do a bunch of reactionary things in response to it, right? Go like
Yes.
instead sit with it and be like, why am I so pissed off? And you really can't like figure it out that moment, then wait. Right?
Yeah,
Wait. Because if
right.
there's a reason that you
Yeah,
need to change something, then you know by waiting, no, I mean it, and this is what I have to change and why I have to, and I've
yeah.
thought it through. Instead
Yes,
of going and
yes.
like yelling at people, you know?
To not be reactionary, you're absolutely right. Like to just remain calm,
Mhm.
remain calm. This is
Yeah,
going to pass. This will pass.
yeah. I love that.
So,
I love that idea. Yeah. That's 100%. Do you
yeah.
find that oh, I do like to ask, what were some times you felt truly happy in your life?
Oh my gosh. Um, I will say, like, there's lots of moments I can think about truly happy, but it's usually with other people.
Mhm.
Like there are times with my family when we are just laughing, right? Or with my
Mhm.
girlfriends,
Mhm.
laughing. I would say that laughter
Yeah.
really is one of my markers for me of happiness,
Mm.
which really spurred one of the research project I want to talk to you about also. But like laughing with people just brings me so much joy,
Mhm.
you know?
Makes everything better. That's one of the
Oh,
things I liked best about my, and I really miss about my tech colleagues. I have great colleagues at Northeastern, but every faculty meeting, there'd be someone in that room I could guarantee would make me
yeah,
laugh
yes,
hard during that meeting, just with a look. They just look over at me and I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
right?
I
And just
know.
fall out. And the joy,
Yes.
the absolute joy that brings a person.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
simple.
and I love, like, doing really simple little, like, things around the office, the
Mhm.
department to, like, make people laugh. Um, playing little pranks, and then there's always these little jokes going around. It makes me so happy. It just makes, the job worth it. I mean, I've had the
Mhm.
opportunity to, like, maybe move my office, across campus. I'm like, "Oh, I love this little" can I say shithole? Um,
Just a
of an
shithole.
office,
Mhm.
but I don't wanna leave my colleagues,
Yeah.
because this is where I find happiness, like, they make me laugh, so that's
And
really
that matters
nice.
so much when we go to work and it's like you may have to do things that annoy the crap out of you, but you're
Yeah,
doing it with people who you can go outside and be like, I hate this. And then
yeah,
they'd be like, I do too. And then you go back, right? And you just be
yeah.
happy together.
So I would say you're saying, like, what, m moments you have felt truly happy. I would say, like, markers are for me laughter, but
Mhm.
also, like, learning something new.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just brings me I love listening to podcasts. I love watching documentaries. I love listening to audiobooks because it's just like learning something new is so rewarding.
I
And
can
I
already tell you're a
love that.
museum nerd like I am. Like a museum?
Oh,
Yes.
oh
Thank you very
gosh.
much. I will be right
Yes.
there.
Yes, absolutely. Um, those are markers for me. And then of course, like setting like this is ridiculous, but making little list and checking that off, right? Like, oh, today I got all these things done. That brings me happiness. Um, I'm
Mhm.
one of those little weirdos, but I would definitely say those are moments when I feel true happiness, like laughing with
Mm,
people, um, um, achieving little things, and
mm.
what was the other one I said? Oh,
Learning.
learning. Thank you. Thank you.
Together we did it.
Yeah.
As
Menopausal brain.
right, oh, it's awful, it's
It's terrible.
awful. Yeah, and I mean, the good thing is, though, it
It's
comes
not
with
fair.
menopause. No, it's not, and but it comes with the fact that we care less during it. We're like, "I don't care that I forgot. I know enough."
Well, you know what? It's about perspective. I can't change it,
Mm-mm.
so I might as well just embrace it and laugh about it. So,
Well,
what the
it's also
hell?
nice to have accomplished enough where, like, people already know I'm smart. I got all this stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
they evaluated it. It's fine. I just don't remember anything, and it's okay.
I can't change it. This is how I am. You know what? Like
100%.
everybody's got
100%.
their flaws, so I'll take
That's
it.
right. Tell me about this research project.
Okay. So, it was my COVID transition, right? So during COVID, I was like, I've got to do something different, right? Like I want to do something different. And sociologists, we study poverty,
Mhm,
racism, sexism, violence, crime. Like it's not pleasant, like
mhm,
thinking about those things day in and day out is can be really, it weighs heavy on you. So during COVID, I was thinking about all this and I wanted to start a new research project, but I thought, God, I just want to do something different. I want to do something that makes me happy, brings me
mhm.
joy. So I started thinking about like having fun and
Okay.
like laughing. And I thought, I wonder if there's any sociological research on fun.
Mm,
Um, so I started with looking at there's this whole literature on leisure studies, right? Lots
mhm,
of leisure studies research, and that was okay, but it didn't actually scratch my itch. And then I found Ben Fincham's The Sociology of Fun, and it was published in 2016 and I have had the best time. So I did a research project. And of course, as a family sociologist, I was looking at what do families do for fun. So I
mhm,
went to
mhm.
Pinterest and I have this whole project. The first paper, I got to revise and resubmit. So, and I already have a second paper sketched out, but it is like, what do families do for fun? And what I found, it's fascinating. I don't know if you've ever looked on Pinterest for,
Not for
right?
that. For recipes, though.
Okay, recipes. But do you know how many blog posts there are out there about suggesting what families can do for fun? There are
Mm-mm.
hundreds, thousands, right?
I had no idea.
And so I started like, did a content analysis of these family fun suggestions. Some of them are most of them are like about education,
Mhm,
like you and your family could take an art class together, or you and your family could, learn about a new culture together, like educational kinds of things. Or there would be the typical like game fun, like play a
mhm,
board game, play cards, play hide and seek. A third category that was very popular was going out. So there would be suggestions of go to the park, go to the movies, go out to dinner. Um, and then the fourth category, these are the top four that were the most frequent. And the fourth one was theme days or theme nights, right?
mhm.
So everybody wears their clothes backwards day, or we're going to do all like Asian food and everybody has to dress in Asian costume day, stuff like this. So
Oh, that makes me feel so tired.
I know,
I
okay,
gotta
I am so glad you mentioned that. Because that's sort of what the paper turned into or is going to turn into, right? That parents in these blog posts, right, they recognize the importance of having fun in your family. And the
Mm-hmm.
things they point out reflects what we see in the literature, right? What the literature says about the importance of having, families doing leisurely things together is because it builds connections and bonding and improves social and mental health. It all of these kinds of things, the parents recognize that in these blog posts and they're like, this is why you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, really, how do I say this? Like, there's a lot of pressure. They
Mm-hmm.
will,
Mm-hmm.
in their descriptions, they write about, you need to have family fun because if you don't,
Oh
right?
no.
Yes, if you don't, your teenager will not talk to you when they're a teenager. If you don't, your children won't have good memories.
Mm.
And so it's this horrible
Oh, I
pressure,
hate these people. They,
and it's all about family fun,
yeah, they sound like the least fun. I'm voting them off my family because
isn't it? Isn't
stop
it?
oppressing me with your
I
fun.
know. But you know what else is interesting is that guess who is most likely to use Pinterest?
But ladies.
Moms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
middle class moms who are being pressured to do this performative, like you have to be the perfect parent. You have to, it's not enough to make sure your kid gets, good grades and make sure your kid has a good birthday party and make sure that your kid, gets to soccer
As the
lessons.
gourmet lunches,
Oh,
like,
yes.
oh,
It's not enough. You have to invest in this fun activities and make sure you're creating memories for them, because otherwise you're going to be a horrible parent.
I mean, this is so sad to me because they're missing the whole freaking
Yes.
point, which
Yes.
is a person doing all of that is not happy. You're
Right.
passing around like teaching your children how to actually be miserable. Because
Yes.
to actually have fun is so much easier than all of that. Because that sounds,
Right.
I mean, maybe for some people that's their fun. That is not my fun. That sounds like
Right.
work. Sort of like those
Yes.
damn theme days at elementary school. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta
Yes.
go buy some freaking blah, 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 blah.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
Right? They have to get a costume for every
Oh,
day of
yes.
the week.
Every
It's
day.
painful.
Oh,
But I found two studies showing that the kids loved these activities.
oh,
The
damn it.
husbands loved these activities. The
Hmm.
moms, it's not
Nope.
fun.
Of course the kids at home, they just showed up to the party.
Isn't that like horrible? The
It is
moms are going through all this effort and they're like creating fun for everybody else in the family, but they are very tired and they're
they're
not
not
having
having
fun,
fun.
right?
Boo. No, that's awful. Well, and it also shows that our idea of happiness or even fun has to be like at the expense of another person who's
Yeah,
orchestrating the fun. When
right.
really, I mean, if you want to know like sustainable happiness, the ability to laugh, like we talked about,
Yes.
key. And you
Yes.
can laugh by just if you talk, I don't know about you, but if you talk about each other in this sort of like way that really calls each other out,
Yeah.
my kids love doing that to me and I do it
Yes.
back. And
Yes.
and
Yes.
when your kids will say something, you go like this, like
Yeah.
like that was so true, it hurt.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you laugh hard.
Yes.
That's what I want to pass on, not some theme days, because that's
Yeah.
too much work.
I know. I know.
Hmm.
I find it really fascinating that that there's so much pressure to do that and that these are out there, and I mean people are like doing these things. There's a demand for how do I have fun in my family? How do I create fun? Um uh, uh, Annette Lareau, sociologist, coined the phrase concerted cultivation. And she said that middle class parents feel they take this parenting approach that it's their responsibility to develop their children's full potential, right? They see their children as like these, you know, um, little wealths of knowledge and abilities and skills, and that it's their job to, tap into those and help their kid be the best they can be. And I feel like that's really reflected also in these fun suggestions, right? Like the
Mhm.
parents feel pressure to develop their child, into this wonderful, fully functioning, fantastic person, even by how they have fun together, you know?
Well, and there's something so screwy then in our understanding of motherhood and what it means,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, because it's like you have to, in these examples, you have to sort of get rid of the personality of the person designing this in many ways. Like
yeah,
they're serving a role,
yeah,
and that doesn't make them happy. Like,
right.
I mean, maybe like in a sort of a broad sense, yes, but in the sort
Yes,
of day-to-day working too hard, no. And
yeah,
then what is that? We're teaching children, we're teaching then our daughters
yeah,
what they
yeah,
should do when they're mother. I always say to myself, and I say to my people I mentor, I say mothers, I'm like, think about when you make this decision, right? Often it's guilt is one feeling that they're having, right?
yeah,
I should be XYZ, right? And the
yeah,
other is longing for something that they want.
yeah,
And I was like, put yourself, if your child had to make this decision, would you
yeah,
tell them to go towards guilt
yeah,
and
yeah,
bad feelings or towards the thing that they would like to do that's going to help them and
yeah,
then help everybody around them? And it's like
yeah,
not even a choice, but the minute a mother puts it on, they're like, I can't do a thing. Well, what are you teaching your kid then?
yeah, yeah,
But they
yeah,
shouldn't either. And so, I mean, that's really what gets me about this. It's like you can orchestrate this, but what are you ultimately teaching the child?
yeah, yeah.
That's what
And
matters.
if mom is miserable and emotionally, drained, then,
Mm,
yeah, what example, like you said, is she setting? But also, is she there to be able to provide the other things,
mhm.
like to talk about your feelings and to, I mean, if kids see moms totally drained and angry and, frustrated, that's not good for family either. So,
Yeah, exactly. Also, I just don't want to do that. I don't know though. Now I'm thinking like, let's all talk like Woody Allen all day. I mean, I could get behind that, but like
I could totally see your family doing that, right?
exactly.
Your
But then if we
family
had to
would
put
love that.
costumes on, I don't, well, if they were in the closet and we felt like it, then yes. But
I could totally see it. Totally.
yes. I love that so much. Well, how else do you see, I wanna first of all, I wanna read that when it's done and, like,
You got it.
tell me immediately.
Okay.
But how about in the rest of your work and your teaching? How do you see happiness play in, like, the courses or whatever it is?
Um, I I think I would say so with the our network, the new
Yes, yes.
initiative that I have the privilege of to be a part of. I'm so thrilled. But I would say I definitely have found joy in that new initiative allows me to make other people's dreams happen.
Mhm. Explain the initiative for those who don't know.
So it is we have an NSF grant, and the initiative is about improving economic development in across the entire state of Arkansas, right?
Mhm,
And so it's the focus is on non-flagship universities like Arkansas Tech, because the University of Arkansas has lots of resources, lots of research happening there, but at smaller universities like Arkansas Tech University, we're strapped for time, we're strapped for
mhm,
resources, and so not as much research happens. And so the idea of the initiative is that let's invest in those universities and tap into those skills, right? The talent that is there is getting wasted if we don't tap into
mhm.
it. And
Yeah, I love
so
that.
they're investing in non-flagship universities, and we're building bridges between academia and industry, right? Industry, nonprofit, community partners, right?
Mhm,
Let's start having these conversations and collaborating. So I let's see, like we're trying to create these relationships where faculty can get to know community partners And then we're providing them with some resources so that they can create research programs out of that
Mhm.
experience. And then we
Mhm.
want to bring in our students, right? Like research assistantships, internships, and we're creating these project-based learning courses based on
Mhm.
what faculty's new relationships with these industries are. So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah. You're speaking
yeah.
the Northeastern language right now. I
Oh, it's
love it. Yeah, it's what we do day in and day out, connecting with industries, creating those pathways for students, apprenticeships, all those different
right.
things. Yeah, because that makes sense today. It makes
Yes,
sense.
right. And
Mm,
there are faculty on our campus who are already doing those kinds of things in their own little niche, their
mhm,
own little corner of campus. But this our network is going to allow me to like provide support and structure for that.
mm,
So
mhm,
what I have been saying to all of the faculty and to the students is like, bring me what you're doing, right? So I can find out how I can support that.
mhm,
And so it is so exciting. I actually said that yesterday at faculty senate meeting. I was like, this is my opportunity to help make your dreams happen, right? The
mhm,
things that the goals that you're setting, I get to now like help you with that. So it's been really cool. And, a couple of faculty reached out to me today and I'm blown away. It almost brings me to tears. I'm so excited about the things that they want to do.
mhm,
One faculty member, she wants to partner with the school district and send her students into the school district to do observations and learn what are some of the struggles that their special needs kids are having. And then
mhm,
they're going to come back into the classroom and we're going to buy them 3D printers and they're going to
mm,
design and create things that these children need in school, like, maybe a special tool to hold a pencil or
mm,
some special equipment for, I'm trying to remember what all she said. Like she has so many fantastic ideas. And she said, but we're going to leave it up to the students to see what they see in the classroom and let them design things for the student.
mhm.
I mean, I just think, wow, that could be so fruitful, right? And such a great
Yes.
experience for the students.
Mhm,
Um, and then another faculty member in biomed reached out, and he and some engineering colleagues are interested in some sort of higher tech 3D printers, but they want to start maybe printing prosthetics.
oh,
And
yeah.
they want to, what was the other thing? Oh, something, they want to work with our rehabilitation science program, which they have never done before, but talk about some sort of cross-discipline collaborations for things they can build for people with disabilities.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I just am really inspired by my colleagues, right? Like they're talented, they have good ideas, and I am lucky enough that I get to help them do that. So,
Yes. And that's when our work can align with that sort of bigger picture of shifting not just things locally, but while we're doing that, more globally. So
yeah,
this is the types of thing you're describing is the way that higher education will go.
yeah,
And making blurring that or really dissolving that line in the ivory tower between
yes,
what's practical and needed and what's just theoretical,
yes,
and the more that we do that, that's going to be what sustains higher education, is
yes,
because we can show, hey, let's actually put this into practice
yes,
today,
yes.
right? Yeah.
I think just, there are some people who, I don't know how to say, they're just don't want to move in that direction. They don't understand why we can't just keep doing what we're doing. And the way I handle that is I'm like, okay, well, you know what? You can just keep doing what you're doing. But there's some of us who don't want to, and we want to do something different. And so that's what we're going to do. You can either move with higher education in this direction, or you can just stay back where you are.
You're saying
So,
it so much nicer. I was like, like, well, your area is dying. Do you see it? It's die. I know you don't want it to die, but it's not about that. We can't always get what we want, as the Rolling Stones told us. Therefore, you can stay there and it'll die off. Good day to
Yeah.
you. Right?
Isn't
It's
it?
just the truth.
Yeah. And I mean, higher ed's under such pressure right now, but I've seen the writing on the wall for a long time,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Jobs are different, society's different, the economy's different. We have to be different. We can't still
Yes.
be, in the archaic education, we have to move forward. We have to
Well,
evolve.
and AI really is the nail in the coffin because then the way that we
Oh,
have
yes.
taught, we just can't teach it that way. You
Yep.
just can't.
Right.
I mean, it's gone. And so
Yeah.
those who are still clinging, it's like, you have to embrace change because there's not a choice."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like we were talking about perspective earlier, it's about, like, have the perspective of, like, this could be fun, right?
It really is, like, the stuff you're doing, to me, that's so exciting because it's, immediate helping people.
Yeah, I think
Immediate.
so too. I think so too. And like I said, I like learning new things, and I like to, just like, I don't know, try something new. Come on, guys, let's do something new here, you
Yeah.
know? Step
Especially when
outside
there's a
the
moment of
box.
change, right, that, I mean, we have 2 choices. We can just be dragged along, "Oh, no, I don't want to," or
Yeah,
we shape it. We create it and
yeah,
be like, "Ooh, this is new. What are we gonna do to respond to this?"
yeah,
We create it, and that's
yeah,
what people forget. It's up to us right now in this moment to say, "Okay,
yes.
well, what is the best way forward?"
Yep, yep. And you have to have the right attitude about it, you know? I mean,
Mhm.
otherwise you're not going to be happy.
No, you're not. No, and if you're like, "I'm gonna create this miserable crap, I don't," then
Yeah,
you'll just be miserable. Create something that you're
yeah.
like, "This is really cool."
If you're going to just complain about it, right? Then you're not going to be happy. You might as well embrace and focus on the positive. Um, like it's something new, This is,
Mhm.
oh great, I get to learn something new. Um, that's the only way to be happy about it, I think.
Yeah.
So,
And tell me, we were talking about motherhood, and you have 3 girls.
yes.
Yes, and your youngest is how old?
17. The twins will be 20 this month.
So is this her junior or senior year?
Maya's, it is her junior year.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
same as Moss's.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about? Because it's, at least for me, it's weird,
Yeah.
to have my kids be this old.
Yes.
How do you feel, about that, like, as far as happiness,
Yeah.
personally, that shift? What
That's
has it
such a
done?
good question. Such a
Mhm,
good question. Um, it's funny because I remember I have moments of sadness about it, but I really try not to let myself sit in it.
mhm.
I really am a person who's like, I can't, if I start crying about that, I won't be able to stop. So
Exactly.
I'm like, I have to keep moving forward. I have to stay busy. So I either, pick up a new hobby or a new task, or I just focus on like, these are great kids. I enjoy hanging
Mhm.
out with them now. Like it's a different kind of fun that we get to have together. And I'm really enjoying that. So that's how I'm handling it. How about you?
Oh, well, I was thinking about that because I have the same response. Like, if I want to be sad and be like, "Let's cry about that," I will
Yeah.
cry for as long as I will allow myself
Yeah.
to cry. It could be days, could be weeks, could be
Yeah.
months. But what I do when I start getting really sad, which hits hard and sudden, my
Yeah.
babies, like it's like that. What I do is like, "What are you sad about, Aaron? Like, what are
Yeah.
you actually sad about? That they grew into amazing people and you did your
Right.
job?
I know. That's
Like, that
right.
time passed, that
Yep.
you had loved them and they were amazing? What is it that you're
Yeah.
sad about? Just that it was
Yeah.
too beautiful and you're crying
I
about
know.
that?" I mean,
Yeah.
what's the just ask
I
myself
know.
that question and then getting to that perspective of there's actually nothing to be sad about.
Yeah. Well, I
This
mean, I
moment is
think
just as good.
it's okay. I think it's okay to be sad because, like, I do miss those little baby cheeks, and I
Oh, and the
miss,
smell and the
oh,
cuddle, cuddle, cuddle.
gosh,
Oh.
and the fact they always wanted to snuggle, and
Oh,
that
yes.
sweet little baby voice, the how
Yes.
it was just, it was
Mhm.
precious memories, precious. And I'm so thankful that
Mhm.
I had those kids and that I had those experiences with them. So I think it is okay. I'm getting teary eyed now. It's okay to
I
like,
understand. I get it
right?
completely because I think what we're sad about is just it was so beautiful and that time passes
Yeah.
and that you can't like live in every beautiful
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
forever. Like it has to go on. And here's the thing. It's so cool as you were saying, to like for them to be grown and talk to them and just
Yeah.
enjoy their existence. Like you
Right.
were an awesome person that I
Yeah.
raised. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I made you with
Yes.
my body. That's
Yes.
amazing. But yes, at the same time, even still, I'll be talking to Moss at 17, and all of a sudden I'll get this sort of vision of him as like two. And like my heart's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna
Oh,
break down right here, right?
yes. Absolutely. I've done that too.
And you're just like, baby boy.
Yeah.
But
I
and it's
know.
just
I had an experience over the weekend. I told you I was in a terrible mood this weekend, but our church hosted its Harvest Fest, right? And
oh yeah,
my
yeah,
kids, they all stepped up and they wanted to work in the concession stand with
yeah.
me. And I'm
Oh,
like, okay, so they're working. There were so many times that afternoon that I'm standing back just admiring the little adults they've become. Like they're talking to the customers and, oh, let me get that for you. And I just stood back thinking in awe, right?
yeah.
Like, oh, you guys are grown up and you're people, you're adults. I'm so impressed.
And you
That
don't
was really
suck. That's what
nice.
I love. I'm like, they're not assholes.
Yes.
Yay! Right?
Well, until later, right? Until
Well,
later
yeah.
they
I
want
mean,
something, but
we'll
yeah.
have moments, but just overall,
That's right.
they can function in
Yes.
society.
Yes.
Woohoo!
But like, so those moments of happiness like that, like, I just have to hold on to that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yes, I am so sad. I miss my little, I used to call Maya tiny pants. She'll probably be embarrassed if she knows I told the world that. But she was always my little tiny pants, and she's not anymore. Right? Like, she's
Mhm.
a grown woman and she's like doing cool stuff and it doesn't feel like I'm sad that I don't get to play with little tiny pants anymore?
100%. And Moss, it's the same way. He hates it when I talk about because, of course, my baby, I get
Yeah.
even more like maudlin about it.
Oh,
And he is a grown man, and every time I see him, I'm like, he's so much taller
yeah.
than I am, got the deep voice, and he's got like, you know, well, their face starts like taking the jaw shape, and he's
Yes.
a man, right?
Oh,
And in
yeah.
my head, I'm like, my little mossy doodle, like, and he's like, oh my god, but it's my little, yes, and he's
Yeah.
just, and he's talented and brilliant and doing all this stuff, and
Yeah.
and he's still my little mossy doodle though.
Yeah. But when we think about like the topic, like about happiness or whatever, I think for me to answer your question is just I just refuse to let myself wallow in it. I
Mhm.
acknowledge that sadness and I focus on it's because I'm so grateful for the good memories. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on right the good times ahead and the good people that they are. And I get to focus on other things that make me happy, like my career.
Yes, and that's a strange feeling transition to be like, okay, I don't have to think every day all day about what these other people need.
Yes,
And it's sort of like to me, it almost felt like after I got tenure, it's like, okay, now what do I do with myself? Because I was
yeah,
working towards this for so
yes,
long. So what do I
yes,
do now? And it feels like that. Like, okay, I've been working towards this for a really long time. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now.
yeah,
Like, and me, but I'm tired. What?
yeah,
So so it's sort of like inventing what it is that
yes,
I want to do, and that's
yeah,
it's a wonderful place to be, but also scary because
yeah,
it's different, disruptive,
it
it's
is.
change.
Yes. I did have a colleague say at my peer review because he was like, "Oh my gosh, you've done so much this past year." And I'm like, "This is me without kids."
Yeah.
Right? Like all of my, like all the men in my life have been able to just focus on their careers. This is, I feel like, the first time that I've been able to
Mm.
just focus on my career now. And that's
That's
joyful.
scary because you've always done a shit ton.
Well, I feel like I've always done it on about 4 hours of sleep and, an
Okay,
entire
fair
pot
enough.
of coffee. And now I'm
Look what you
actually,
can do when you're rested.
oh, it's amazing.
I love it. I don't really know because I also added all these other things. Let's fly, conquer all your
Uh,
fears, and commute, and
yes.
right. So I added those, and I'm actually more tired than ever. But that's what I needed. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will be. It will be fine.
But you're also like an achiever and you feel
Yes.
the
Yeah.
the
Like
joy
you.
in that, right? Yes.
Yes.
I know.
Especially like you, we're very similar in this way that when we create something that will help a bunch of people, we're like, oh, I got energy.
Yes.
Keep doing it.
Exactly. Right? That
Mhm.
wakes me in the middle of the night of, "Ooh, I could do this. Ooh, I could do that,"
Mhm.
you know?
Exactly.
So,
That's why we do this business because it's not for
yeah.
the money. I can tell you that.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we're already at the end of our time, and it's because I feel like we haven't even started to talk about all the things I want to talk about with you. I
Oh
know.
my goodness, I had so many
Oh, I'm sure you,
notes.
but I'll look at your list. That just means I have to have you back. You part two, the rest of Julie's notes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I always same two questions, Anne. So one was just if you could like just give a message out to the world about happiness. Final thoughts.
Oh, final thoughts is it's a little bit of work, right? Focus on you. It's about
I like
focusing,
that.
it's about perspective. You have to focus. And then I'll add a little piece to that is get plenty of sleep. I think that you have to take care of yourself physically in order for you to be emotionally healthy.
Mhm. No,
So
you're exactly right.
I think that I did not do that for most of my life. I sacrificed sleep,
Mm.
and I don't think that was a good choice. I really feel like now that I'm taking better care of myself and giving myself sleep, that I'm feeling happier. I'm more successful. I can function more. So,
It just feels so much better.
oh gosh,
Oh, everything feels better.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Good advice.
it's important.
All right. Now the song for the playlist. What is your song you want on this happiness playlist?
Oh, this always makes me smile. Bill Withers' "Lovely Day."
Ah, I love
Has
it.
anyone mentioned that one?
No, that one's not on there.
I mean, how can you not, like, smile and dance around when you hear
Yeah,
that song? Lovely.
perfect choice.
So, yeah.
All right, we're gonna do version two so we can get to the rest of your notes because we have a lot more we can
All
talk
right.
about.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
We haven't even gotten to our scholarly witches. We haven't done any of that.
Oh,
Mm.
next, next.
Next.
All
All right.
right.
Thank you everyone for
Thank you
watching.
so much.
Thank you, Julie.
All right.
Mwah.
Love you, friend.
Bye.
Bye.